Hello, everyone. I'm Sean.
This is whom?
We are the Courageour Frights, back once again for another movie review.
Yes.
So this time we're covering the Backrooms.
Yes.
The YouTube phenomenon.
We're covering the YouTube videos.
Yes, the YouTube web series.
Yeah, the web series Backrooms.
That was just recently put into the theater.
Yes.
Anyway, this is from Kane Parsons, also known as Kane Pixels.
Yeah, Pixel Canes or something like that.
He made a series of YouTube shorts based on a 4chan post.
Yeah.
That was posted like in 2018 or something.
Yeah.
And he started making movies, like these short films in 2022, I think.
Using a specific technique where he would use like VR headsets to make these weird like expanded rooms and stuff like that.
So the whole point of the Backrooms is basically it's a liminal space thing, which is popular with creepypastas.
Video games have a lot of them now. At least that was probably when I think this actually kind of started that.
Right. So it's basically like an endless area of what appears to be office rooms.
Yeah.
That just stretches on forever. That is attached to some place in the real world. And it's like you just fall through a portal into like what essentially is like another dimension or something. It's just constantly expanding and reshaping itself and all that kind of thing.
And it's kind of like it does whatever it wants.
Right. And you're not alone in there.
Yes.
There's other entities that are inside it. So this is a really popular series, which is good and bad. And we'll talk about that. And the film itself is a faithful adaptation of the YouTube shorts for the most part, and it basically tries to create a little bit more of a cohesive narrative. It stars, I think this guy's name is pronounced Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's been in a lot of studio films and stuff. He's been in Marvel. He's been in all these other things, and he's kind of the big name that they brought in. That A24 made this film. And they basically gave this 20-year-old YouTuber who's been doing this for about 4 years now. They pretty much like, I like what you're doing. Here's $10 million and a physical set. Do what you were doing on YouTube with a big budget. Relatively big budget. Small budget for a film, but big compared to what he had. So he basically sets out and does what he was doing on YouTube. And it's a very kind of atmospheric horror film. It's very claustrophobic at points. There's this idea of this endless expanse of rooms. Liminal space is a new idea, more a new age idea, but it's been around since like 1884 or something.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thing about where you see a space that's normally inhabited by a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like empty, and it's
It's
kind of
empty area.
unsettling, I guess you can say.
Yeah, it relies a lot on uncanny valley type thing. I guess the back rooms kind of build themselves, and they build themselves based on the thoughts of the people that are inside it. So it replicates people, but it never gets it right. It's like,
Which I think that's a movie thing, because I don't remember being that in the actual. Because we watched the web series,
right?
and I don't think they actually talk. They don't actually talk about that.
Yeah, but
Which kind of makes sense in a movie.
I don't remember enough of it to say about it one way or the other. We watched it like a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago. It's like you could definitely tell where they took some of the stuff from there, but that particular piece of lore was definitely not in the web series.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of the newer episodes, but there is like, I think it's still going actually.
It probably is. So the main character is this guy who owns a furniture store, the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire will rise again.
Yes.
So he's kind of this guy that used to be an architect, and he got into a fight with his wife or something, and he's become a drunk since then, and he frequently goes to visit his therapist, and he tells her about all this stuff. And then one day he goes down into the basement of his place because he's having these problems. His electric bill's through the roof, and he can't figure out why. And it's because apparently he's paying for the electric bill of the back rooms.
Yeah, that's got to be like astronomical at this point.
And there's these weird sideways switches on his like breaker.
Yeah, because the guy's like, "Who built this?" like this electrician is like, "Who put this together?"
So he eventually ends up stumbling into the back rooms. There's like part of his wall is just a portal
Yeah, because he like walks by it and it's like this little sliver of like light and he's like, what is that?
So he stumbles in there, he wanders around a bit, finds some creepy thing following him, and then he leaves. Mm-hmm. And I guess he goes back repeatedly, and then eventually he tells his therapist about it, and she doesn't believe him. Mm-hmm. So then he goes and basically forces his employees to go in there with him to videotape it.
Yeah.
He's getting it proof.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm going to bring proof back to you, and you're going to give me an apology or something like that.
Right. So, but for some reason they go in there and then they don't leave. They go like way deep into this place where they could have just spent like 5 minutes, came out with the proof.
Yeah, I think he was like, we're going to explore for like a couple hours. Because he brought like a backpack with him.
Yeah, with like cables and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the one guy gets grabbed by some monster. And then his girlfriend also gets grabbed. And then, well, he does too, I guess.
Because I think he ties like, there's like a weird shaft or whatever that goes down. He ties the one guy with a rope. And then when the monster shows up and he's like, get me out of here. But the rope's still on the bottom, so the thing grabs it and like it pulls it. And I think it grabs like the bed or hits everyone down.
Knocks them down there, yeah. And they all get caught by this thing.
Yeah.
And I guess the other two are dead, but he's still down there. And the therapist eventually, he hasn't shown up in like forever. So she goes to visit him, and she knows something about it. Like, I feel like keeps doing flashbacks.
Yeah, because there's a couple scenes where it's like a flashback where it's like, because the therapist's mother is like, must have some sort of mental thing.
Right.
It reminded me of like Silent Hill, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Silent Hill's going to use a lot of these ideas. Yeah. These things are all from sort of the same ideas. So she follows him into the thing, and then she discovers the back rooms.
Yeah, it's like, it was real all along. It was
real all along, but she finds him, and now he's like a crazy person.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like Silent Hill. And then there's a government agency that's videotaping everything in there and trying to map it out.
Which that's from the actual web series. Yeah. Like that part actually is from the web series.
That's from the web series, but it reminded me of Stranger Things with the Upside Down and the government trying to
figure out what this issue is. It's like, what is this? Like, we used to make MRI machines, but now we're
doing this.
Now we're looking through Backrooms.
The Backrooms. So, and it's kind of like this weird space where things are stuck in the wall. You got doors that are in the ceiling, staircases that lead to nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's like every Soviet architect's favorite place to be.
Pretty much.
They must have all come from the Backrooms. So it was interesting. I liked it. I actually liked it more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of the show. I just remember the series being kind of slow.
Yeah.
And as a slow burn, it gives you little tidbits of information, which is fine. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to explain everything. And
especially for a web series.
It's not going to, because this liminal space stuff is usually kind of cosmic horror adjacent. Yeah. So the idea is that it's never going to explain everything, because we can't understand it, or it's one of those deals where like humanity is so insignificant compared to whatever this.
It's like its own entity, it's just doing whatever.
Yeah, and these ideas have been around forever. It's almost akin to like the otherworld beliefs that a lot of cultures had, or like it's almost like the labyrinth from like Greek mythology or something, or it's constantly growing and changing. And then there's a monster in there that's hunting you, like the Minotaur or whatever. So it's kind of an age-old idea, but it's been updated in the modern day by kind of incorporating ideas of like glitching in a game or something.
Which I was like, I think from the actual creepypasta, that's what like the caption was. It was like no clipping and going into the back rooms or something.
Right. Because stuff's stuck in the floor.
Yeah.
It's almost like that Philadelphia experiment story or whatever, where people ended up stuck in the walls of the ship or whatever. Like that type of thing.
I think they kind of did that in this one, because there was one part where you walked into this room. Mm-hmm. I think it was in the trailer, but like there's like people in the I don't know if they're mannequins or actual people, but some people were like stuck on the floor in that room.
Yeah, it could be, because it's constantly building things based on the memories of the people that are in there. At least that seemed to be what was happening.
I think that's what it's like showing, because it's like a kind of a spoiler, but I guess not.
That's fine.
Yeah, but there's like a scene where it shows the lady when she goes into the back room, that shows her house, but it goes like, it keeps flipping through it and it's like dissolving. It's like just kind of dissolving away.
Right.
So it must just like have got her memory and just like, oh, we'll make this specific room.
It basically makes a copy of you eventually.
Over and over again, but it's like all screwed up because it's like not. It's like one of those things where it's perfect at first. And
it looks like early AI.
Yeah.
Because you have like multiple eyes or 6-fingered hands.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
So it's a very interesting concept. And like when I saw the trailer for this, I thought this was going to be a really slow movie, which it might be for some people. I was getting Skinamarink vibes, to be honest. And I was a little afraid because we both hate Skinamarink.
Yeah, that's...
and it's not that.
That's probably my worst movie of ever...
worst movie of all time.
It's probably Skinamarink.
And I know Skinamarink has some fans, but I don't understand why. This is a movie. Yeah. Things happen. There are moving images. Mm-hmm. People go places and do things. The camera isn't just fixated on the corner of a room. There's stuff that goes on, and there's multiple beings or whatever that people find. So,
which I think they kind of explain what that is in this movie for sure. Which I do kind of appreciate that.
Now, the only problem with this is apparently what I'm hearing, and we didn't experience this because we went on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
So barely anybody was in the theater. I could imagine if we went Friday night, this would have been nuts.
Yeah, because we just did our last review before this, but we talked about a little bit because this is the opening day of Backrooms. That place was busy.
It was packed. We went to see Passenger, and originally went to our local theater because they said there was a 7:00 showing. Yeah, they lied. They changed it to like 9:30 at the last minute, and so we went there. We looked around. There was like 80 people in the line. Yeah, so we left.
That was busier than I've seen in a while.
Okay, we left since the Millennium.
Yeah, exactly.
We left, and then we went to another theater, which is a bigger chain. Yeah. And there were way more people there.
Yeah, that was like people in line at the kiosks, and then the
place was packed. Like, there had to have been at least 100 people in the line.
I was like, man, nuts. Now this looks like a theater from like olden time. Like old time.
It was crazy. And so no one was there. Very few people went to see Passenger. Big shocker there. Go check out a review of that mediocre film. I assume everybody was either here to see Obsession or Backrooms. Yes. And so we finally saw this today. It was kind of a died down theater. There was some people there. It was like maybe 6 other people in the theater. But a lot of what I heard is people that saw it in the evening on Friday or Saturday or whatever was saying that the audiences were insane. And it was largely teenagers that wouldn't shut up in the theater. Yeah. People were acting like it was the Minecraft movie or something.
They just throwing chickens around.
They just wanted to scream chicken jockey and like pee into the seat.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not this film though. Like, and I couldn't understand why people were so unhinged about the Backrooms. Yeah. And apparently, if anybody knows better and can explain in the comments, feel free. But my understanding is that the Backrooms was wildly popular on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Millions of views. But it pales in comparison to the meme reaction videos that are on TikTok that apparently have like billions of views.
I'm sure.
And so I guess a whole bunch of teenagers went into this movie thinking that this was going to be like a meme film.
They're probably hoping for what's that one thing when they it's like one of the Backrooms parodies, like those guys in the suits are doing like the California Girl like dance. That's probably what they thought it was going to be.
Because they were like, where's the Backrooms song? And people that are actually...
I didn't know there was a song.
No, right. People who actually watch the Backrooms are like, what the hell is the Backrooms song? Yeah. And apparently it's because there's so many memes about the Backrooms, but that doesn't reflect what Kane Parsons is doing. Yeah. Or anything he has created.
Or even watching his series. I mean, it's like literally.
Right. So apparently not as many people watch the show on YouTube as people think they do.
They watch the 5-minute shorts.
Actually watching the 3-minute clips on TikTok or whatever. So that's where the problem lies.
That's strange. Like,
Yeah.
This is like for sure just a horror movie in general.
It's a
like
very
it's not,
psychological.
There's no
thriller.
comedy really. I don't think there's any comedy in this.
There isn't any comedy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a psychological horror storyline. It's like we said, it's kind of like silent horror or whatever. It's not that film at all.
No.
And Kane Parsons has never made anything like that, I don't think, to my knowledge.
Yeah, because none of his Backrooms series has any it's kind of a straight like what's going on, like mystery type
and
of
he's
thing.
done a couple other liminal space things that also weren't funny. And I think he started his channel originally, I was reading he did Attack on Titan content. And he did it almost like it was like a newsreel or something like that. It's also very serious.
Yeah.
So it's like this guy, even though he's young, he's not making meme content. No. So that's the people that complained about this movie. And you can go into this and not like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you go into this and your complaint is that there wasn't enough like alpha jokes or something like that, then you don't even know what it is. And that's my only complaint here is I feel a lot of people are going into this and they're coming out disappointed because they thought it was going to be something that it never was.
Yeah.
So that's completely unfair to the guy who made this.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, this thing that was never the thing I wanted it to be wasn't the thing I wanted it to be.
Yeah, now it's hate-filled comments.
Yeah, and apparently people are just being really rowdy in the theater and just generally being assholes.
Like, I don't have Twitter. I know we looked at a couple of Twitter posts and people were saying that, and I'm like,
yeah, people were like, shut the fuck up. Like, get out of the theater.
It's like, what are you doing?
So there's a problem there because you want theaters to succeed. Like, I want people to go in there and I want people to come in, buy the dozens or the hundreds or whatever, buying tickets, buying concessions, getting those theaters really on their feet again. But like, at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost?
Like, if you're going to have 100 teenagers going in there just being complete dicks to everybody else in the theater, it's almost like it's not worth it.
At that point, it's not. It's like, you can do that at your house, but at a theater, you don't do that.
Right. And like I said, we did not experience this.
No.
So it's not coming from firsthand experience, but I have seen a lot of people complain that their experience was completely ruined by some jerks that wouldn't shut up right behind them.
Making a reaction video in the middle of their theater experience.
That's what somebody was saying. It was like the audience was doing react videos in the theater.
Oh gosh.
While the movie was playing.
That's pretty bad. Like, that's really bad.
And I've heard this was happening with Minecraft and other movies, but like Minecraft invited that.
Yeah, Minecraft did that, and also I think Demon Slayer was a big one. Mm-hmm. Where people were like running around. Like, that was the one where the guy got on his seat and peed in the audience. Like, literally peed on people in the audience.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's like
that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see from the cinema experience.
They jumped on the reclining seat and peed on everyone.
It's been a while since I had a golden shower
it's
like movie theater.
It's
like, what the hell?
Especially at a movie like this is a serious movie. You don't want to have people running around screaming or whatever.
Well, like, is that part of the Demon Slayer lore?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
What, the guy that pees on people?
Is that a character in Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
I don't watch Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
I think I watched the first few episodes when it first came out. I was in Japan when it came out.
Yeah.
So I think I was watching.
You walk down the street, that's all you hear, that song.
Yeah, the theme song was everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, this movie, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
I like Obsession more than this, but this also surprised me that it was as coherent as it was.
Yeah.
I thought.
As I say, with the lore, it's actually it makes sense. Actually, it surprisingly makes sense with the lore with a like a YouTube show, or whatever.
I was expecting it to make a lot less sense than it did, or not reveal anything at all.
And it looked pretty impressive, actually, because it's all practical effects. And
it was all practical.
It's very impressive.
Kane does know how to do some interesting shots of the camera.
Yeah.
He does do that. I feel like he directed it well. Like, as a first time... Well, he's not a first-time director because he's been making all these shorts forever. But first time doing a feature film with a studio backing.
Yeah.
And having real actors that are in everything from Marvel productions to whatever. And I feel like he did it pretty well. Like I don't see anything wrong with anything he's doing with this film.
No.
He didn't write this, interestingly enough.
He did the directing, which worked pretty well. Yeah, he didn't do the writing, which
I guess the legitimate complaints I've seen have been about the writing, which I was fine with.
Yeah.
But some people didn't like the writing, but it's like he didn't even do that.
Yeah, I wonder what the complaints were about the writing.
I just know people complained about the writing for it.
Yeah, because I mean...
But yeah, I would say it's a recommendation.
Yeah.
I would say if you haven't seen any of the movies that came out this month, I say go see Obsession.
Yeah, that's probably number one.
That's the one that I really enjoy. Which everybody's saying that, but there's a reason why so many people are seeing that, and I guess it broke 100 million.
Yeah,
which is crazy because it was more or less than 10 times cheaper than this film.
Yeah.
But this film was expensive because they built like a 32,000 square foot like area for this movie.
And believe it or not, the budget's still $10 million.
Still only $10 million, yeah.
Which Passengers was the other, actually the horror movies that came out this recently.
That's the worst one of the bunch.
Where the big studio one was $15 million, which didn't make any sense to me. This looked like it was a higher budget than that, but it's less.
Yeah, there was really no reason for that. This had a bigger named actor than that did.
Yeah.
So, and then Obsession made sense because it was just some guy, YouTuber and his buddy.
Yeah.
And then he got a couple other actors, and the lead actress was in like a couple TV shows or something, and never really was allowed to show her full range until now.
And that was like $750 million or so. It was like not $750,000. I mean, it was less than like $1 million.
Less than $1 million.
That's just crazy to me.
Well, that one was wild because they finished the film, and I think Blumhouse came in to help distribute it or something.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't actually do anything with the production. This one, A24, was there from the start.
Yeah, which they had like some big name people talking, like Osgood Perkins was one of the producers. There's a ton of producers.
Sean Levy was a producer.
James Wan,
yeah.
So you had like a bunch of big name people.
Yeah.
And I guess apparently Osgood Perkins kind of brought like Pixel Kane, like mentoring him as like a director, which I could see that. He's actually Osgood Perkins isn't in a bad.
He's
director.
Interesting as a director. He does a lot of different stuff. He doesn't do. You never know what you're getting with an Osgood Perkins film because we've seen most of his stuff, and it can be wildly different depending on what the film is.
Because he does like Long Legs. I guess he did The Monkey.
Yeah, he did Long Legs, The Monkey, The Keeper. We saw that too.
Which Keeper was
was bizarre because that one he just made during a strike, like writer's strike or something.
He was doing it just to because he was in between The Monkey or like Long Legs or something and The Monkey, and he was just like, we can just go here and just make it.
So he just shot a movie entirely Canadian because he could do that without breaking the contract with the strike or whatever. So he's an interesting guy too. So I would say check this out. Even if you don't even know anything about it, you don't need to know anything going in. It actually explains itself pretty well. I mean,
you don't need to know anything about the web series.
A lot of people are saying it doesn't make sense. It's like it made perfect sense.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to follow.
Yeah,
and it actually explains why the thing's doing it, and it also has like a meaning to it because obviously it's something with like mental health.
Right, I have a harder time understanding the complaints than I do about the film itself. So, I would say tier list for this month. Also, there was Hokum earlier in the month.
Yeah, Hokum
which some people really like, and it was okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
For me personally, it was all right. I would say ranking tier list for this, number one movie from the month was Obsession for me.
Yeah.
Number two's this. Backrooms was pretty interesting.
I agree with that.
Number three, maybe Hokum.
Hokum, yeah, for sure.
And then Passenger,
the big budget movie, the big budget studio movie was by far the worst.
By far the worst, although I still enjoyed some of it.
It wasn't bad. I was these are not bad. None of these are horrible, so it's
gotta respect the hobo code.
Yeah, the hobo code for the Passengers. But
yeah, this is much better.
Yeah.
I would say check this
one out. And I think you got what do you got? I think Obsession, that wasn't made by A24. That was made by some random studio.
No, Obsession was...
Oh, is that Neon?
No, Obsession was Blumhouse, but
Was
they didn't make it though. They just
Yeah.
walked in. The guy made it himself.
So you had Indie Studio Blumhouse.
Yeah. He almost did a Markiplier. Like, he basically did it himself.
Yeah.
And then a studio just came in to help distribute it.
Backrooms was made by A24, and I think Hokum was Neon or something.
Yeah, I think so.
It was like Neon. So you had the 3 indie developers, like, in the indie studios, and then you had the big budget movie.
Yeah.
Which was Paramount.
And Hokum was directed by an Irish filmmaker who's
Yeah.
done several films for Shudder in the past. So that's where we're at with horror right now.
Yeah.
So we've had a Neon movie, a Blumhouse movie, an A24 movie, and then the big studio.
Yeah, it's a big
which was
studio
the worst
movie,
one.
which, again, you can really tell the quality difference.
Well,
like, the
it's
quality
just-
difference between,
It was formulaic. That's
yeah,
the issue.
between, like, a big budget movie, like a studio movie, and then you had your others, like, the outside
Which
the
are
studio.
different ideas.
Yeah, it's like, man.
That's what the difference
That's
is.
like definitely something you can definitely see.
That's a big
the
case that
differences.
we're living in an era
Yeah.
that's kind of like the 1970s repeated, where the
Yeah.
studios are collapsing and you're getting your Toby Hoopers, your John Carpenters,
Yeah.
your Wes Cravens, all that stuff is
Trying
coming
new
out.
things.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily work, but they're still doing something different.
Yeah.
And then you have the big budget movie, which feels like something from the like 2020s
2010s
or
or
2010s or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see where all these people go. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see what Kane Parsons does next. I want to see what Curry Barker does next,
Yeah.
or what have you. Like, all those guys are
Which
interesting to
I
me.
think Curry Barker,
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw
He's doing
Massacre
some other movie
is his thing.
before it. He has another
Yeah.
movie coming out, which is apparently in the same universe as Obsession.
Yeah.
And then he's doing Texas Chainsaw. And he's a fan of both the 2003 remake and the original. So I feel like he's probably going to capture that right. Some of the stuff he said about it, some people are worried about, but I think he more or less got it.
Yeah.
And the lead actress from Obsession, despite claiming that she's not a fan of horror, Inde Navarrete, she says that she understands horror better than most of the fan base. Because she's talking about how it's so many different things. There's all these subgenres and all this other stuff. And you got these idiots online that are like, that's not horror.
It's like, if it doesn't scare me, it's not horror.
Yeah, somebody said that
like, no.
Backrooms isn't horror. It's about schizophrenia. Like,
It's
is it?
horror.
I mean, it's horror.
Liminal spaces is a horror thing.
It's a horror concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's a creature running around chasing these people in a
Yeah.
maze. Like, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like if you see
You could easily make a movie about schizophrenia being a horror
yeah,
film.
because
Anyway.
that is actually it's mental health.
Psychological horror
Yeah.
is entirely a mental health
Yeah, psychological horror.
commentary.
Yeah, that's horror.
That's basically an entire subgenre of horror is dealing with mental health for the most
Yeah,
part.
there's a lot of movies about that, and they use other things
Mm-hmm.
for that. I guess all you got to do is just Redditor. Like,
We've
some
also
Redditors.
more or less, one of the problems with horror these days has been everything's about trauma
Yeah,
too much. Like, that's all they talk about. For
Yeah.
like 2 years, it was just trauma. The genre.
that was like a couple. Yeah, that's
And
been for a
none
while.
of the films this year they had some elements of trauma. Hokum had an element of it.
Yeah,
This had an element of it. Guy working out his past issues
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, that could be traumatic. But it wasn't like the focal point of
No.
everything. And Obsession was just a guy obsessed with something. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't trauma at all, really.
no.
Well, the thing with his cat, I guess, could have been traumatic. But everything
Yeah, I
else,
guess that.
there was trauma there, I guess. But everything else, and then Passenger wasn't about trauma either. So we did finally get out of our age of trauma horror. It's
I guess-
trauma!
Yeah. I guess maybe if is it going to more, I guess, realistic territory, I guess, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, they're all different things.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
It's you can't. It's like there's not. Yeah, I guess you can't really pin it down because they're all different.
Right. That's what I want to see in horror, though. That's what's exciting, is that every single guy is making something different.
Yeah.
And they're not ripping each other off or like just rehashing the same ideas. Their movies aren't fully formulaic.
Yeah.
There's something going on that makes each one individual and different, and I think that's what we need.
Yeah.
And if you're
And
complaining that everything's a sequel or a remake,
That's not.
then you spent this entire month of May with your eyes closed.
Yeah, you've been watching. I don't know what you've been watching, but
Because everything that came out this month has been either a new idea, some guy's first time filmmaker or first time feature filmmaker making an idea that's either their own original idea or something that hasn't been done before. And the only film that came out this month that was a sequel or a franchise film or something that made any kind of waves at all was Mandalorian and Grogu, which is number 3 at the box office beneath 2 YouTuber horror films. Yeah. It got buried underneath Obsession and the Backrooms. Yeah. Grogu is stranded somewhere in the Backrooms.
As I say, this year specifically has been different with the YouTubers and stuff, because you even have Markiplier.
Markiplier's movie crushed the box office as well. That made $50 million or something.
Yeah,
on a $3 million budget with no studio involved at all.
He paid that himself.
And the studios apparently tried to bury it anyway, because they're refused to release the box office for it.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was for some weird reason, Box Office Mojo, which is the biggest site about box office stuff,
wrong a lot now,
would not show his movie for some weird reason. They showed it for a day or two, and then it would disappear.
Yeah, it disappeared off the thing. But he had the figures for it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what goes on in the future of horror. It seems like we're in a different space now.
Yeah.
And I know Curry Barker's going to do a remake of Texas Chainsaw, which is whatever. But
if you have a fresh perspective, that's not I don't know, not Rob Zombie or whatever.
Although,
that is a different perspective on it.
Rob Zombie probably would have done a better job with Texas Chainsaw than he did Halloween.
Yeah, because it kind of is.
He kind of turned Halloween into Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. Which, it is a different take, to say.
Yeah, it was different, all right.
But it's definitely kind of it's a little bit too much, I guess.
So
but Curry Barker, he does seem like if he likes both series, the original and the remakes, I'm sure he's going to do a pretty good job.
He also complained about all the remakes since the 2003 one and what they did wrong. He was mostly on point for that.
So he kind of understands. I guess the one good thing about being a YouTuber, because you're more apt to be on the internet.
Yeah.
And can probably have seen all these things.
Yeah.
And maybe even looked it up or whatever.
For some reason, his viewers seem to be on his wavelength.
Yeah.
Which isn't always the case.
Yeah.
Take Kane Parsons, for example.
Yeah.
Because I know 3C Films, whose guy I like to watch, Chris Parker, he said that just last week he was agreeing with Curry Barker when he said that trust your audience, they're smarter than you think. And then the reaction to the Backrooms made him think, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, that's very true.
Where's the memes?
Yeah, where's the memes?
I don't understand.
That guy should have been said he was mogging. Mogging all those guys or whatever.
That weird creature's
mogging. Whatever. It's where's that at?
Oh, man. So that's where we live in this age of mid-maxing.
Yeah, mid-maxing and lethality maxing or whatever that is.
Everything's maxed out right now.
Yeah.
They have to explore the map.
Maxing. Yeah.
He spends all the time exploring the map.
It's Backrooms mogging, Backrooms maxing.
So anyway, I think that's going to do it for our review of the Backrooms. Go check it out. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up so we can max that algorithm.
Yes.
And consider
algorithm maxing.
Algorithm maxing. Consider subscribing so we can subscribe max.
Yeah.
And you too can feel the strength welling within. See ya.
See ya.